Hey guys, it's Bree. I have had such a crazy week, but I'm excited to share with you what happened. So I finished quite a few books this week. It was just kind of one of those weeks that turned into a good reading week. I thought it was going to be a lot worse because I, of course, was trying to get through this bad boy. I started Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell a couple of weeks ago for the hashtag Strange in March read along. And I was sort of lagging behind on reading it. It's not a bad book by any means. It just took me a while to kind of get into the story. But I did wind up finishing it this week. I was really quite pleased, and by the end, I was really pretty engrossed in the story. I will have a review of it coming out soon, but I'll also link to Maya and Otavio's channels. They're the ones hosting the Strange in March read along, and I will link to the Goodreads page as well, where all the discussions are being held. I also read Shirley Jackson's We Have Always Lived in the Castle. This is a super short little book. It's maybe 150 pages. And it is a thriller kind of suspense novel about this family that lives in seclusion on the outskirts of this really small town. And it's known that they're super wealthy, but a murder happened in their home about 10 years before the story takes place. And it's kind of about the murder and also about like the weird, creepy things that the family started to do after the murders. It was really fun to read. It was creepy without being like overly scary, mostly in just like a this is a little bit disturbing kind of way, but I found it to be really enjoyable. I read The Tenant of Wildfell Hall. This is another one that I have been just kind of plugging along at. But I went up to my mother's house and I sprung for the audiobook, which is like $2 because of course it's in public domain. And I listened to the first part of it on audiobook, finished the rest in paper format. I have lived out of my parents' home for 6 years now. I travel up there once a month. It's like a 4-hour drive. I can do that drive in my sleep, and for the first time ever, I got lost because I was listening to this, and I was so into the story. It's official, and Bronte is my favorite of the Bronte sisters. I think her writing style speaks more to the kind of story that I like. I find her stories overall to be more interesting. I really, really enjoyed it. So like I said, it's the first time in 6 years I've ever gotten lost on this drive that I can do in my sleep. So, I mean, if that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what will. I did also read Howl's Moving Castle this weekend, which was so much fun. I have loved Diana Wynne Jones since I was a little middle schooler reading the Crestomancy series while I thought my teachers weren't looking. And it was so much fun to kind of go back into one of her worlds and remind myself of why I loved those stories and what about her writing spoke to me. It was really fun, very fast-paced. It's the kind of book you can read in a day. And it's just, I mean, it's so much fun. I was really disappointed when they didn't have the movie on Netflix afterwards, so I'll be trying to go out sometime this week and find a copy, because I want to watch the movie now so bad. I did also listen to the audiobook of Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me by Mindy Kaling. It's like a 3-4 hour audiobook, so I was able to just kind of listen while I was doing all my chores around my house yesterday. And it was funny. Not perhaps my favorite memoir, but upbeat and kind of humorous without trying too hard, if that makes sense. I did enjoy it. And now, this upcoming week, I'm going to be reading Little Hopkins, The New Moon's Arms. This is a book about a woman who had magic as a child, and now that she has kind of become an adult and is entering into kind of post-motherly age, you know, she's a grandmother, her magic is coming back, and a little boy shows up at her door. and it's about her story. And so I'm really excited to read it. I read Sister Mine by Little Hopkins 2 or 3 weeks ago and really liked it. So I'm excited to be kind of going through this one. I also have checked out from the library Packing for Mars by Roach. I have heard absolutely nothing but good things, and I just the other week went to the new space exhibit at our science museum, and so I'm kind of on like a space high, and I'm looking forward to reading this, especially because I know that so many people have liked it, and it sounds like something right up my alley. And of course, Blackout by Connie Willis. This has been on my TBR for a couple of weeks now, since Elizabeth over at Books and Pieces mentioned it. And I think this is the week that I will actually be able to pick it up and finish it. Let me know what you think of the books that I've mentioned. If you have read any of them, I would be excited to know about that. I hope you're having a fantastic reading week. I'll talk to you later. Bye.